So go first. It's easier route, but it's longer, and you don't go up Devil's Ladder at all. What's this? I should get cold and the lips come back.
Hey guys, Stewie Campbell here, the man behind the camera, the man behind the edit as I like to say. I hope you all found this video rather relaxing and enjoyable, and I hope it gave you some insight as to what this trail might look like on a pretty day. Apologies if there's some audio issues at the moment. I'm currently in my old rundown shed and half-inch walls aren't really doing well with the wind that is around at the moment. Anyway, as an Irishman and somebody who is into hiking, hiking the highest mountain in Ireland has definitely been on my bucket list for a while and something I felt obligated to do in a way, so I finally ticked that off the list. Carrauntoohill stands at 1,038 meters tall, so not particularly high at all when it comes to the international standard for a classification of what a mountain is. However, there's definitely a great feeling to stand at the top of one's own country, a great feeling of sentiment, maybe. I was extremely lucky with the weather on this day. As I said, that it's only 30 days roughly every year where you'll actually have full clarity from the summit of Carrauntoohill, and it was rather warm, so I didn't really cool down too much at the summit, and I probably spent about an hour and a half just taking in the views from the summit. The valley leading up to Carrauntoohill and the trail on Carrauntoohill itself has to be one of the highlights of Ireland, and I would highly recommend for anybody to get out and do this trail. I certainly saw people all levels of fitness doing this trail, so I would say that it's a very achievable hike. All in all, being around 8 hours from the start of the trailhead to the summit and back. It definitely took me a little longer as I really, tried to enjoy. I definitely wasn't in a rush. I tried to enjoy myself, get the shots that I wanted, and I probably added some length to my trail, setting up my camera, running off, and then running back to get it. Another thing about that is the trail was definitely extremely busy. It turned out to be one of the busiest days of the year to do this trail, and I think every hill walking and hiking club in the nation decided to climb Carrauntoohill on that day. But generally I would like the trails to be a lot quieter, but it was what it was, and it definitely made for some great conversation along the way. I met some great people on the trail, and there's definitely some great banter had as people had a good laugh as they saw me running back to get my camera, but that's all part of it. You can't really be self-conscious when it comes to that thing, and you can't really care what people think of you, But people will definitely turn a side eye and have a little look or show a little interest as to what you're doing, you know. Some logistics of getting to and doing this trail. For myself, I took a train from Houston Station in Dublin down to Mallow in Cork, and from there you take a connecting train from Mallow to Killarney Town, which is at the heart of Killarney National Park, one of Ireland's 2 big national parks, and it's absolutely beautiful down there. All in all, that was a €40 round trip with a student card, so couldn't really complain about the price for for the length of the journey. From Killarney, I rented a bike. The bike was great because it had panniers on the back, which meant I could take a lot of the weight that was on my back and store some gear in there. And all in all, it was about an hour-and-a-half cycle from Killarney Town to Cronin's Yard, which is the campsite at the trailhead of Carrauntoohill. I did see a lot of people getting taxis out as groups as well, so that's definitely an option you can take. But if you're driving, you know, you'll have no problem. Just type in Cronin's Yard, Carrauntoohill into Google Maps, and it'll take you right there. Up Carrauntoohill, there is 3 main routes that people take, known as the Devil's Ladder, the Zigzag, and O'Shea's Gully. I don't really know anything about O'Shea's Gully, but in my case, I took the Devil's Ladder up, which I think is the fastest and most direct way up, as there's really no other way but going straight up. The path seems to disappear there, and you're just scrambling over boulders, and it can be pretty tough. Definitely watch out for some scree falling away behind you, and just look out for other people. You know, if you do let one of the little rocks slip away underneath your feet, make sure that there's nobody behind you, or if there is, shout "rock!" because there was definitely, you know, a bit of that. I mean, it is a scree slope, so those rocks had to get there somehow. On my way back from the summit, I looped back around and I took what's known as the zigzag route down the mountain, and that's meant to be the longest but the easiest and most gradual way back down the mountain. So if you're looking at doing this trail, just look up the Devil's Ladder and the zigzag route in relation to Carrauntoohill on Google, and you'll find all the information that you need there. Anyways, in terms of the style of this video, it's something I haven't necessarily tried before. I try to make this as immersive as possible, using fixed tripod shots, just to show you what the highlights along the way look like from my perspective. The style definitely being inspired by a filmmaker I've come across recently by the name of Kraig Adams. Kraig Adams has been doing amazing content of different trails around the world, some lesser known, some more well known, some longer, some shorter, and I definitely highly recommend for you to check his content out. So, you know, emulating the styles or being inspired by the styles of creators that you're inspired by is all part of trying to develop your own style. So in my next trail video I might shoot this in a completely different way, who knows. Another thing I have to thank Kraig for is getting me onto the sun hoodie that you see me wearing in this video. He recommends this in one of his hiking gear videos, and this basically, you know, covers your head, covers your neck, it's got long sleeves, and it just kind of removes the need to wear sun cream, which I hate wearing. You know, when you're hot and sweaty, it just kind of runs off you. If you just streak your fingers across your forehead, you could end up having just 3 burn marks across your forehead and look rather stupid. I did forget to wear a sun hat, however, so the tip of my nose did get pretty burned. I was like Rudolph the reindeer, blah blah blah. Anyway, I'm definitely going to be wearing that for my future hikes. It's a really good base layer to be wearing, and yeah, so it definitely saved my pasty Irish skin that's definitely sunburn prone from getting scalded on that day. So thanks Kraig for turning me onto the sun hoodie. And yeah, you know, if you guys enjoyed this video, I hope to make a lot more content like this in the future. So if you like this video, like, subscribe, turn on the little notification bell, as there'll be more videos like this coming very soon in the near future. If you've made it this far, I adore you guys the most, and peace out, have a wonderful day. Guys, just before I go, I have to address how awful my hair looked for the narration of the video just there. I'm not going to go back and film it just for the sake of my hair looking crap. This is the bit I struggle with most, is just talking to the camera of this inanimate object in front of me. Is something I'm not going to get good at until I just keep exposing myself to it and getting comfortable with it. Fortunately, there's nobody else around to like catch me talking to the camera or whatever. But yeah, my hair doesn't always look like that, but I mean, who cares really? Peace, guys.